All right, so today we are going to learn how to use the rotational pattern tool to, again, save ourselves some time. Last time we looked at the mirror tool, which let us copy things symmetrically about one axis. The rotational copy tool is going to let us rotate things so we don't have to do all this work to design this star. We can basically just do one piece of it and then rotate it all the way around. So without further ado, let's hop into it. First things first, we're going to go ahead and create ourselves a new part. So I'm going to click on that file new, and I can choose this standard part here and hit create. And again, I'm going to go ahead and change my units. So tools, document settings, units, change my length to centimeters, not feet, change my mass to kilograms, hit OK. And then, of course, I'm going to start by saving my work. So I'm going to call this Dr. Wabi Origami Star. And then we'll go ahead and save that. Now I can just hit Control S anytime I want to. And now I'm going to go ahead and start sketching. So 2D sketch, XY plane, easy peasy. Again, I'm going to start with a construction line because I'm going to both use the mirror tool and the rotation tool here. So I'm going to toggle construction mode on. Again, it's this little red stick figure looking thing right up here. Now it's toggled on. I still need to actually make my construction geometry. So I'm going to make a line. I'm going to start at the origin. I'm going to have it go straight up, and I'm going to have it go 10 centimeters. So let's do that. Boom. I'm going to hit home to zoom out. And now I have my construction geometry. I'm going to toggle construction mode off so that I can make real geometry now. But actually, the first thing I'm going to do is make one more construction line horizontally, and you'll see why in a second. This one doesn't really matter exactly where it goes. I'm going to make it also 10 centimeters. And I'm making this along the bottom so that I can start a line at the top and have it intersect this and then dimension it. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Turning off this construction line, doing a regular geometry line. This is going to be one part of the outside of my star. And for now, I don't care where it goes, but I want it to intersect this bottom construction line. You can see there's this little icon that pops up at the bottom there showing kind of a little arrow and a red line. That's saying, oh, I'm constraining this line that I'm drawing to intersect, to hit that construction line that I just drew. So no matter what angle I choose it at, it should still end up intersecting that. So I'm going to pick some really weird angle here, and we should be able to see that in a second. So here's my line. I'm going to dimension this, and I want to restrict the angle of this line between itself and this construction line here to 18 degrees. That's going to define kind of how wide the wings of my star are. Choose my dimension tool, I can click on this line and I can click on this other line, and then instead of giving me a length, it gives me an angle constraint. You can see right now there's a 40-degree angle between these things. I want that to be 18. And because I have this line pinned to this construction line, I can change the angle to anything, and it's going to end up being along that line. If I zoom all the way out, it's still on that axis. So that's a really useful way to kind of force things to end up where you want them. So I've got it set to 18 degrees. And then I'm going to go ahead and now I can mirror it and create the copy of it. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I go to my mirror tool. I will select the geometry I want. Again, if you check these two little things right here, this one lets you select geometry that you want to mirror. This one lets you select the line that you're copying it about. So I'm going to select the geometry selection tool, choose my one piece here. I'm going to select the mirror line tool, choose that as well, and then I'm going to hit apply. Now if I hit done, nothing happens. Oh no, so you actually have to hit apply when you do this. So mirror tool, make sure you're selecting geometry, mirror line, select the line you want to mirror about, hit apply. Now I have one piece of my star, but I still need a lot more. So now I'm going to go to the circular pattern tool. It's directly above mirror, and it brings up another confusing looking thing. But again, we have a geometry selection tool, and we have a sort of mirroring point tool. So I'm going to start by selecting the geometry I want to make a circular pattern out of, these two pieces of my star. And then these two buttons let me choose what kind of rotation I'm doing. We're for now only going to worry about this left one. This just lets me pick a point that I rotate this thing about. So I'm going to pick that, and I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to pick the origin. You can see the origin turns a little green when I hover over it. So I'm going to click on that, and it starts, and it gives me how many times I want to rotate it around and how far I want to rotate it around. The stars that we care about are going to have 5 points, but I could make it crazy high. I could say I want 12 points, and you'll see this kind of gray outline of what it's going to bring in. If we do 5 points, it'll only have 5 points, and you can choose how far you want it to rotate around. I could say instead of 360 degrees, maybe only 180, then it's going to give me a different kind of shape. But I want it to go 360 degrees, and I want 5 pieces. I hit OK. Boom, here's my star. Easy peasy. Now I can go ahead and finish my sketch, and I'm going to hit home to zoom out. And now I can start extruding. So I'm going to extrude all the outer pieces. I'm going to extrude them to 1 centimeter or 10 millimeters. Now, I want to extrude the center of my star to a different height, just because it'll look cool. But if I hit OK, my sketch goes away and I can't extrude anymore. So let me Control Z, let me undo that, and let me show you how you can extrude multiple times off the same sketch. So here I'm doing the same thing I did before. I'm extruding each of these kind of star wings here, star arms. But now I need another sketch. So I'm going to click on this plus button in the extrusion. And it's going to create another extrusion based off of this same sketch. And now I can actually select this centerpiece and give it a different height. Let's make it 2 centimeters. And then I hit OK. And now I have my star. And you can see I've got different heights for those different pieces. I can zoom in and da-da-da-da-da, here we are off to the races. So that's how you use the circular pattern tool to save yourself a lot of time in Inventor.